Welcome to Beyond Vaudeville, a great adventure. This is a momentous event. We're bringing together Tiny Tim and his protege, Izzy Fertel, for the first time in a while, right?
Yes, a long time, yes.
And Mr. Hope, thanks a million for being a man of your word, coming down here and
we wouldn't miss it for the world.
Doing this TV and giving Mr. Fertel the honor he deserves, and also coming here for the 30 years of rock and roll. One of the great stars. I saw you interview Bobby Pickett.
Bobby Bars Pickett, the great one. And Joey the Monkey's with us today, too. You remember him? Right, okay.
Wonderful.
And Chairman Steve, too, will get, but maybe a little later, because there's not enough room here and all this camera. But now, Mr. Fertel, one of your first song you wrote was Susan B., right?
Susan B., yes, in the 1970s, early 70s.
And Mr. Tim, you can accompany him on that
Yeah,
number?
and he wrote it in honor of Susan B. Anthony, because he was for women's lib, ahead of his time. Could you tell him about that?
Yes, I was for women's liberation in the 1970s when the women's movement just got started, and I was a member of NOW. And I wrote this in honor of Susan B. Anthony, and I'm writing some other songs now I'm thinking of. I'll do Susan B. right now if you want me to.
Okay, yeah, we can hear a little of that.
Susan B., Susan B., we all want our liberation, Susan B., Susan B., Anthony, we all want our liberation, Susan B. Every time you turn on television, they would make you think a woman's only place is in the kitchen by the sink. She's always washing dishes for her lazy family. But television is a great big liar. Susan B., Susan B., Susan B. 30 million women working, Susan B., Susan B., Anthony. 30 million women working, Susan B. Every time I hear commercials, I just don't know what to do. They always put down women, they just make me feel so blue. I pick up on the telephone and call my sister Lee, but she says, do not worry, we are winning, Susan B., Susan B., Susan B. Want a woman in the White House, Susan B. I mean President Susan B., Susan B. We want a woman in the White House, Susan B. As a member of the movement, I'm as proud as I can be. Anything that I am called upon to do, I will agree. I feel equal with my sisters, and I know that's best for me. Less than sexual discrimination right now, Susan B., Susan B., Susan B. I'm no stronger than my sister, Susan B., Susan B., Anthony. I feel equal with my sister, Susan B. Yay!
Wow, that was great.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Fertel has actually opened for you. I saw many years ago at the Cavern, right? He was an opening act for you.
That's a great memory, Mr. Hope.
Oh, I wouldn't forget that.
He really knocked them dead. They really love what he did. And he really has his own talent and his own charisma, which he presents songs in a different way. And definitely, it's been my pleasure to know Mr. Fertel since '73.
Wow.
Over 15 years.
And how did you guys first meet? How did you meet?
I met Mr. Tim, Tiny Tim, through Marvin Lewis, who was who's now my cousin's husband, who was Tiny's arranger at that time.
Yeah, we met in, I think it was somewhere in some amusement park in Brooklyn. I think it was Jacob Riss Park or something back in '73. At that time, I was still married to Miss Vicky.
Oh, is that that's the beach with the topless? The Jacob.
I don't know what they have there, but it might not have been that. But I think it was. I think that's where we met, either there or at Coney Island. But I think it was the Jacob Riss place.
So it's very appropriate that we're back in a park today, where you guys kind of first met.
Yeah,
it sure is.
Sure. And later on. You know, Mr. Fertel also wrote a song about Donnie and Marie. When they were very, very strong on TV. He was a little disturbed in 1976. They wouldn't let him sing it on the Siegel show. Mr. Siegel had a ABC.
Stanley Siegel,
right? Thank you. Can you give me a snip of that?
Yeah, thank you. I still remember that. Every Friday night, it was a delight. I couldn't wait to see Donnie and Marie. I want you to know I really loved that show. I just wanted to sing and be exactly like Marie. every week I used to say my heart was filled with glee when I used to hear that wonderful program then on ABC. I want you to know I wanted to work on her show, to look and sing and dance and be exactly like Marie. I changed the, did you know I changed the words? I changed the words to past tense, if you all noticed, because she doesn't have a television show anymore, unfortunately, on ABC.
Maybe she'll get another one, and then you can sing the old way again.
I guess so, but right now she doesn't have a show, and I felt I should change the words to past tense.
That's very smart.
Okay, now, Mr. Tim, you must be very tired out. You've been touring all summer long, right?
Well, since June 8th and 9th, whatever, but I'm very happy to be on the Donnie Brooks series of rock and roll with great stars like Mickey Dolenz of the Monkees, Mike Panera, the Blues Image, Al Wilson, Show and Tell, Jewel Akins, Birds and the Bees, Pat Upton, I Love You More Than Yesterday, and of course, you just interviewed Mr. Pickett. The Tokens, Bobby Pickett from the Monster Mash. The Tokens are here, and these are great rock groups that have had millions of sellers, and it's a pleasure just doing a guest shot with them. And Donnie Brooks himself had $1 million seller in Mission Bell, in the 60s.
Higher than a Mission Bell, this song, right?
Great song.
For my darling boy to be, my heart always begs. I yearn to get tangled up in her long arms and legs. I never thought that turns me on until this girl I met. Now I wish that she will own me like a pet. One look at her sheer loveliness and I am out of breath. I want the limbs to wrap around me, squeezing me to death, as I keep getting twisted with that long, thin, climbing vine. Every day I beg her, darling, please be mine.
Okay, very good, Chairman Steve. And do you like poetry, Mr. Tim?
I do, and I tell you, I have a poem for, Mr. Steve asked something about marriage on TV. I'll tell you, this is a strange plug, but I just have a new record coming out with Mr. Panera, produced for Fresh Squeeze Records. Steve Blanch set up there.
Boy.
And this song goes like this. I'll never get married again. I'll never get married again. I thought I was wise, now I realize that I'll never do it again. I thought getting married was swell, but it didn't turn out so well. If I had my way, all that I can say, I'll never get married again.
Okay. Oh, you got Joey dancing again. He dislikes you so much, Mr. Tim.
Skokie from Skokie, a place where any square can have a ball. They still shine old glory down at the courthouse. White lightning still the greatest thrill of all. They don't get a thrilling out of, I don't know the words.
Oh, place
but when these squares can have a ball. I'm proud to be a Okie from Muskogee, where white lightning still the greatest thrill of all.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Fertel, and Mr. Tim, of course, and Chairman Steve and Joey.